The new upgraded heated gloves from Iron Gias, they have 4 heating levels. From these 4 heating levels, the orange light automatically adjusts heating temperature based on environmental conditions, which is quite nice. Now they have an upgraded 3000 milliampere battery with over 30% longer life. They are still using the multi-layer isolation, rapid heating in 3 seconds, Type-C port charging in 3.5 hours, touchscreen and waterproof functions, they are still there. I've tested the gloves for a couple of weeks and I would like to share my thoughts because it's important to test the product before. I don't want to make reviews anymore that are just as first impression. It's important to test out the products as much as possible before publishing the video. Now it's time to share my thoughts. You can store the gloves in a very nice bag. Here are the gloves. Of course you have some you have this small gloves which you put before inserting your hand into the real glove, because especially if you have if you have some moisture or your hand is wet somehow from the rain, it's better to use these gloves. These are provided and you can insert much easier your hand into the glove. Let's speak about the gloves. Let's put them on. You have here the button. Let's see how it works. You have multiple temperature settings. First, when you press long, it automatically enters into the red setting. Then you have the green one, the blue one, and get back to the red. But if you would like to automatically adjust the heating temperature, you can double press. And now if you double press, you can see the orange, which is somehow blinking very slowly, which means that now the gloves automatically adjust the temperature according to the outside temperature, and the heating system it's automatically adjusted according to the outside temperature. You can also enter into this automatically adjustment temperature function by double press. When the gloves are off, you can just double tap and they automatically enter in this setting mode. and then you press once and you get back into the normal modes. I prefer to keep it in the automatically setting mode, temperature setting mode, because in this way I can extend the battery life. Anyway, the batteries are providing 30% more lifetime. I don't like so much when you put on the gloves. You see, you have these tiny gloves which are very, very thin, and here it's a hard part where you need to use this Velcro, and you risk to damage this very thin gloves. So when you pull, see, it's this surface is very hard on this small part, so you need to carefully put it. Also, this one, it's okay, you don't have any issues with this one. It's very soft Velcro, but here where it's sticked, it's kind of you know, you need to be careful not to damage these small thin gloves. I put inside the batteries, they are charged. You have also another Velcro here, and the glove enters very easy. And then the same thing, you need to be careful when you put on again. So one, it's okay. Let's put on the next one. Double tap, automatically adjust its setting, its temperature setting. We put on the glove. I also have the iron jacket, 3-in-1. We're gonna speak about it in a separate video. Now it's time to focus on the gloves. We also have the old ones, the old Iron Giant gloves. 1 year later, this is how they're looking like. 1 year later, we're gonna make a comparison with the new ones. We're gonna make a comparison. We're gonna speak about each feature, what's different, what's new, and we're gonna compare both. Not only that, we're gonna compare both gloves, but we also gonna see small feedback regarding the last ones I've used for the last year, the heated gloves from Iron Giant. The first thing I notice about these gloves is that they are very strong build. I mean, they are. I'm feeling them quite strong build. They are very tough. They look very tough. They seem very tough, and they provide a very good comfort, a very good thermal comfort, even without any heating system activated. They seem, they look very good first they have quite a very nice design, and they look very quality in terms of stitching, in terms of you know, all these velcros. Everything looks very quality made. Also the protection, if we have like we have now about 10 Celsius outside, it's you don't need the heating system right now. It's very good to have it. It's very good to put it on automatically adjustment, because they already these gloves already are providing a lot of comfort in terms of warmth. You know that I'm making deliveries. And now the temperatures are dropping dramatically, especially during the first time of the day, and also during the night, starting from 6 p.m. At this time, I'm turning on the heating system, and I was riding for a couple of weeks already, and the gloves are providing quite a perfect comfort during the winter. This protection here on the palm, which is helping also to stabilize the hand on the to have a better stabilization and comfort on the grip here. You can actually rest your hand. You can first put your hand, and here is the protection you need. I also like that I can still move my hands. I can still move my fingers. It's very important to keep. I'm keeping at least 2 fingers on my brakes, and so it's very important to have this mobility. Most of the gloves, especially the cheap ones which I've used before, it was very difficult to move these fingers. They were very restrictive in terms of hand movement, but not these ones. They are getting easy to work with. You see, protections here on the upper side. They have also ventilation on the hands here, protections, a very strong and reliable Velcro. You see here this rubber on top. It's in terms of closing here on the bottom, I think it's a plus when I compare it with the previous ones. But because I'm using also an under glove, it's also the protection, the thermal protection, it's also increased. The battery lasts quite a lot. If the previous version was lasting between 6 and 8 hours on the lowest setting, on the lowest heating setting, this one lasts more than 8 hours on the mixed, on the mixed settings, on the automatically setting, because actually what I do is adapt the heating according, of course, to the temperature. When I'm getting inside the shopping mall to take the order, or when I'm inside the restaurant, I don't leave it on. So I close it. Outside, I leave it automatically. So you have a lot of flexibility in terms of battery lifetime. Now that it's the new battery has 30% more life. We're gonna speak about the batteries right away when we're gonna make the comparison with the previous version. Here you have a lot of grip, you have mobility. These ones I'm gonna use exclusively with the scooter during deliveries on autumn and winter days. For me, they're must-have, especially because I spend between 8 and 12 hours per day for deliveries during the winter times, and the days and especially the nights are getting they are getting colder and colder by each day. Now we're dropping during the night to 5, 6. I'm expecting even 4 in the next week. So these gloves are a must-have for my work, and I'm grateful that I'm able to have also this year a pair of gloves, heated gloves from Iron Giants, which I can easily use together with a jacket, which we're gonna speak about it on a separate video, which comes right after this one. I decided to make the videos together so you can connect them and have maybe a dedicated gear for city riding during the winter time, and a lot of flexibility, not only for winter, but for autumn, spring. There are some things which I miss on these ones. I had it on the previous ones. That's why I'm gonna keep both gloves, and I'm gonna use them as a combo. I miss some features. From the previous version. These gloves also spare me to install heated grips on my scooter, so I decided not to install heated grips on my scooter, but to use these gloves instead. They offer me more flexibility and a much cleaner look. I have heated grips on my Transalp, so I'm gonna use regular gloves over there. But here during the winter, because I ride quite a lot with this scooter, especially winter times, and for deliveries, I'm preferring to keep these gloves and not install the heated grips. There's also a possibility to put this type of protections, winter protections, that are covering completely here the brakes, especially because I have these wind protections which are helping for those type of devices. But anyway, I decided to ride this season in this setup and then think about some upgrades. Few words about the size. Usually I'm wearing medium size for the gloves in general, but I will recommend you that you try one size bigger, because these are L size and I think they're fitting quite okay. It's important to have a bigger size. Why? Because you're using a battery, and when you're using the battery, somehow the size compressed a bit. So I suggest using a bigger size for the glove. So I took the large size. I think it's perfect right now. And as I said before, the touch screen is working just perfectly. This finger perfectly, this one as well. Very easy to touch the screen, no problem here. You can use it because it's very necessary to be able to adjust the orders. You can also zoom in, zoom out, no problem. What is not so easy with these gloves is to maneuver the cash, because you need to you need to take it out, put it in from the wallet. So this let's say if I'm using always, I cannot afford to take it out, in and out all the time. So I somehow need to move my hands for handling the wallet with the cash. But you can do it. It's not so easy, but you can do it. This is one of the disadvantages of using this type of gloves for everything. And if you would like to keep it on, it's also not so easy to take off the helmet. Sometimes in the shopping mall, something like this one, you need to take out your helmet, and it's not so easy to take out the helmet with these gloves, because you need to untie the lock. The D-lock is not so easy, honestly, but yeah, it's not always happening. I've tested it also during the rain. It also works, no problem. So touch screen working perfectly with the with these gloves, left and right, no matter. You can zoom in, zoom out. You can see, works perfectly. So yeah, very flexible type of glove. Technology is evolving year by year. The batteries are lasting longer, the functions are more advanced, the quality of the gloves, it's getting better and better. So I look forward to use them for 1 year. We're gonna see each other after 1 year, like we have seen now with the previous version, because I will always like to offer a long-term review. It's not only about affiliate links and selling a product, it's about bringing a benefit to the community, and I think these gloves are bringing a benefit to our community. I can highly recommend using this type of gloves if you're making deliveries, if you're riding during the winter time, if you're riding during autumn, spring, cold mornings, or you are in a city or in a geographical area where it's usually cold. These type of gloves are providing you comfort, practicality, flexibility, and you can enjoy the ride without worrying about cold, about rain, about snow. Today these gloves are released. I place links in this video description. You can check it out. You can purchase them via this link. By purchasing these gloves from the link provided in the video description, you are also helping the channel. You are also helping developing the channel. You are also supporting the channel. So it's not only about affiliate link. It's not only about sponsorships. It's about bringing a benefit to our community. And I strongly think that these gloves are bringing a benefit to you. If you are searching for comfort during winter rides, during autumn rides, spring, rain, snow, I strongly think these gloves are bringing you a real benefit. On every review, on every product review, it's always about pros and cons, or things to get better, or things to improve at the product. This is what I think can be improved. I've already mentioned the thing with the inner glove, when you can have to be careful when putting the inner glove in order not to scratch it, not to damage it. The second will be regarding the glove size. For some of you which are used with let's say thinner gloves, or smaller gloves, or gloves which are more you know, you can feel your hand much better with them. In a word, the summer gloves. These are not summer gloves, these are winter gloves, or let's say cold weather gloves. So they are much more thicker, more bulkier. Just think they are thicker, bulkier, and bigger. So you have to keep that in mind. The material is thicker, there are multiple layers, they have protection, and what can you expect? You, at the end, you have a thicker, heavier product. But when you put it in balance with the advantages which these gloves are bringing, you might have a positive consideration regarding that. You are always somehow forced to wear an underglove, because if you're not wearing an underglove on this type of glove, your hand eventually will get will sweat. Your hand will sweat, because there's a difference between the temperature of the gloves. You can reach to even 55 Celsius. You can reach to a temperature and in contrast with the outside temperature, then you get condensation, moisture inside, if you're not wearing this somehow breathable inner glove. So somehow you're forced to use this inner glove all the time for the best comfort, for the best practice, in order to take out and put back the glove. So this, for some of you, may be a disadvantage, but you, as I said, you need to put in balance pros and cons, advantages, disadvantages. You need to make a sum at the end. When you put up the line, you have a positive product, so to speak. Another thing very important is taking care about the batteries. My previous batteries, they have swollen. After 1 year, they have swollen, but I have to admit, I kept them inside the scooter most of the time while riding, charging them, or I haven't deposited them properly at all. So I was not taking care about the batteries, and after 1 year, they got swollen. I need to replace them, or I need to throw them away. So it's very important to consider the safety measure, the warnings from the producer regarding the batteries for these gloves. You need to take care about the batteries, maintain them, don't overcharge them, don't leave them overnight to charge. I think it's better to protect the batteries once they are charged. After 3.5 hours, you get them charged, and then take them out, store them in a dry area. Don't leave them under the seat, because under the seat it's quite warm, especially even during the winter times. It's quite warm, and excessive heat can damage the batteries. They have swollen. So I'm planning to have perfect batteries. I'm planning to have the batteries in the perfect shape after 1 year. I promise I will take care more about the batteries. Find a bit strange is the positioning of the setting button. The setting button, it's on the side. I don't know, maybe because the sensor it's on the side, the temperature sensor it's on the side. The access, it's quite okay when you're standing, but maybe during the rides you have to change the setting, or you would like to change the setting from time to time. You have to stop, because it's quite it's not so safe changing the, you know, the placement of the other, or the previous version. The placement of the button was somehow visible, And even to check the status, of the battery, you have to, you know, turn the glove somehow. During the night it's very visible, so you can make an idea about the battery life, about the setting. You can see it during the night, but during the day it's not so visible. You don't know if it's even turned on. You don't know, maybe you turn it on by mistake. You have to be you know, you have to see it. Now it's not so visible. It was much the other one had the better visibility. But it's time to compare the gloves. It's time to compare these ones with the previous ones which I've used during the last year. Let's see what has improved. Let's see the features, and let's see what are the differences. Now let's see the differences between the two models, between the two versions of these gloves from IronJS. This is the one from the previous model, which has also water scraper. They're a little bit thinner. They have a different tied up system, like this one. Now it's I think it's better for the new ones with this Velcro. I think it's much better now. It's not so good for the inner gloves. Also from the design perspective, I think the new ones are looking much better. But you see, they are bigger, thicker. Somehow the size it's you can see it's the same L size. You can see that in terms of length they're the same. They seem a little bit wider due to this added layer. This is the difference. Also, they don't have this system here. Now you can tie it up on the middle from this one. I think it's much easier, and it's very minimalistic. It leaves a cleaner design on this side. I think it's very nice. The temperature setting button, it's now a little bit on the side. It doesn't look so, but this one, let me show you. Okay. You see this one, you can see it here. It's more visible on this part, while if you put this glove, let's see. If you put it here, you see it's not visible anymore on this side, like is this one. It's on the side, so you know. Also the water scraper is missing. I would love to have a water scraper, although this has a downside in terms of scratching the visor. If it's not clean, if it collects dust, mud, or you know, some other particles, so you can scratch your visor with this water scraper. You can clean your visor during the rain with the glove. I think it has more soft material on the side. You can clean it anyway with your hand. You decide which one fits better to you. I like the design, as I said. It's more practical without this mid strap. I think it's better positioning now. It's better positioned now. Protection on the palm side. You see they added more protection here. It's bigger, wider, and this one serves better to support your hand on the brake. It's quite nice to have. These ones, they have an automatic heating system. It automatically adjusts the temperature according to the outside temperature. This one you have to manually select from 4 stages, 4 modes, 4 heating modes. This one you have 3 heating modes plus additional one which it's automatically. You can see here better, I suppose you can see. In terms of battery life, it's much better. As I said, I will take care more about the battery. I will not leave it inside as much on the heat. These are the gloves, the new heated gloves from IronJS. I place a link in the description. You have a link for the previous model as well. I've tested it for 1 year. Now it's time to put these gloves to the test. See you after 1 year with a long-term video. Until then, bye bye.